Good afternoon and welcome to a video. This is the second part in this little series about the RX-7. That's what we're working on right now. So, pretty exciting, pretty fun. Let me show you what... Okay, so this video, we're going to do we're going to do transmount. The transmount, which is what I'm making right now. Transmount's getting done. Diff is going to get mounted, and the front of the motor is going to get put back together. Well, the serpentine setup is going to get, the front dress is what it's called. That's going to get put together in this video. Maybe get the radiator mounted. Maybe. I don't know. But those three things are my main priority for this video. Oh, and also fix this shifter crap. Look at, I think I showed you that last video, how it just does whatever it wants to do, because there's supposed to be a bolt that holds it in place. Anyways, that's what's going to happen in this video, those three things. Trans brace, or the trans cross member is going to get made. So that's going to be hard mounted. The diff is going to get mounted. I was having a brain fart. And then I need to put the front dress on the motor, the serpentine setup, because right now it's, well, right now it has nothing, but it is V-drive. You can see the alternator is still V-drive. And I want to do the serpentine because I have all the stuff. I have power steering for the serpentine, I have crank pulley and water pump pulley, and I have a new harmonic balancer. It's got to go on here. So this is what I'm talking about when I say serpentine. Or ribbed, whatever you want to call it. It's serpentine though, serpentine belt. So, and there's the other pulleys right there. So I have that. As of now, you can see there's a ratchet strap there, and then there's there's a jack here. So I have the RX-7 very sketchy on the trailer on jack stands. So sketchy. And then I have the jack under the transmission, and then I have that ratchet strap to the blue one right there. That one is it's pulling the transmission passenger side, because right now I'm having an issue where it seems like it wants to be more this way, so I'm pulling it this way, which is, it's fine, it's good enough. Oh, I cut this, I didn't film this, but I cut this part of the front end off, so that's why I might be able to get the radiator mounted, because that shouldn't take too long. So, this is my template I made for the trans cross mount, and then there's the metal I cut out. Oh, wait, no, it's this way. So, one thing cool is I used the bolt hole. I cut this out of that frame that's sitting right there. Zooming in. See that frame? I cut it out of there. So I was able to line up one of the bolt holes, but then I'm going to have to drill the rest, and I'm going to have to clean it up a little bit. It's pretty jagged. It's pretty rough. See, I just need to clean. You can't see my Sharpie mark. Well, maybe you can. Right there. So I'm going to make it this shape, nice and rounded, and at least so it doesn't just look all botched and crap. So I need to take some more metal off of that. Drill these holes. I'm going to do that first, and then see where this line is right here in the middle? Well, it's not in the center. If you look at it, it's more this side than it is. Center would be about right here, I think. But this, also you can see what's where the highest point, this is where the bolt is going to go through. So I'll show you later on the transmission how it attaches, how it's going to attach to this. But for now, I'm going to get this, but it has to be bent. It has to be bent like that much. So that's why I'm going to get the holes done first, and then make this line on here with the grinder, just zoop, so I can give it a little bend there. Actually, I'll probably do it like one here and then one here, and then just start bending it. Just do make lines so I can shape it, make it round, and then weld it all together. Put some gussets, make it real nice and strong and sweet. Just jump right into it. All right, so this is what I have so far for the trans mount. So, see, I got little mounting tabs there and there. This was just a piece of that 1/4 inch piece that I cut out of the frame. So I have these two bent, but it's a little too tight in this area for the, I'm going to use the stock trans brace, which has the little rubber piece in it. So this distance is a little too narrow, so what I'm going to do is bend these out a little bit, like pound it a little bit straighter. And then I have these lines drawn on here, so you see this? I'm going to do the middle line on this side, and then on this side I'm going to do the, so there's 4, see those? I'm going to cut it at this line, so I can decrease this angle and then give a little bit of bend there. So I'm going to make those cuts, adjust it, and that should be it. I do have more lines I can cut on, just in case. So, but for now I'm gonna cut those, see how it fits. But I'm pretty happy with this so far, actually. 'Cause like this, it's like if you're looking from the back of the car, that's more of an angle. That one's like straight, the mounting tabs, and then this is a shorter distance than that distance. So pretty cool, pretty interesting. I've never done this before, so it's fun to learn, that's for sure. Then I gotta make that shifter not swivel. Alrighty, so I'm underneath the RX-7, as you can see. Get my flashlight going here. So, this is what I did. See, it's attached there. So the stock one attaches to this point, this point, this point, and this point over here. But I'm not going to do that. It's too much work. So this is 1/4" steel from that frame. I have it attached there. Which can I pull that? No, that's sitting flush. So see, I have it there. It comes down, and this is the pivot point where that ratchet strap is. It looks crooked, but it's just how the car. It's a little higher on that side. But so see where this ratchet strap goes in. There's going to be a bolt that goes through. I'm going to weld a little like thing in there. I'll have to show you that. I don't really know how to explain it. I'll show you that later. And see, it comes up this way. So like super low pro, super. And actually, the Crossmember, with lower, the trans itself is lower than the Crossmembers, which maybe isn't the best thing, but I mean, this is a thick transmission. I don't think I'll ever bottom it out because that's only 2 inches below the frame rail. It's not going to be that low. So, see this side? Pretty radical. I'm going to go and build some gussets for it right here, and then right here is going to get a gusset too, and then I need to weld the seams, and then it'll be all super sick. Transmission crossmember is done. This is the trans crossmember for the RX-7. Obviously, that's what we're working on in this video. So, if you didn't know that, wake up. It's an RX-7 video. Trans crossmember. Look at this. Well, I was gonna say junk, but it's not. Look at this spicy stuff, Paco. So that's where the bolt's gonna go through. I don't have a bolt yet for it. I'm gonna have to find one. Big old giant gusset, and this is the piece of frame that I cut out. So this started life as a this piece of metal started life as a F250 frame, 1/4" steel. This was just a random little dowel spacer thing we had laying around, and then I made these. You can see this little line here, and then on the back side, little line that started out as 2 squares that I welded together because I didn't have a piece of metal big enough, unless I wanted to cut it out of the frame, which I did not, because 1/4" steel takes forever. So that's 3/16, which is 1 step below 1/4. So I'm gonna go put this on the car right now, and I hope all the welding I did didn't make it shrink or contract or whatnot, so it still lines up. I did take some precautions when I first welded it. I screwed it to a piece of wood, so we'll see if it messed up at all. So hopefully it's next clip, it's on the car. Alrighty, so I've been doing a terrible job updating you guys. I'm so sorry. Trans mount is in. Let me show you that real quick. So you see that? I need to put the center bolt in. See, if you look at the trans, there's the bushing, and then there's the crossmember. There's no bolt in that little hole. I would point to it, but I can't. So I need to get a bolt for that. But right now the trans, as you can see, there's no jack holding the trans up. I mean, there's a jack, but it's not holding the trans up. It's sitting on the mount. So that's done. So right now the motor mounts and the trans are holding it in place. I have the front of the motor stripped. So here's a new harmonic balancer. There's the serpentine pulley for that, because it's from a Bronco. I took off the old like V-drive setup like this alternator is. See how that pulley looks versus how these pulleys look. So I'm going to convert it all to these, because that's what my power steering is. So power steering, water pump, crank pulley, new harmonic balancer. Pulled the whole front of the motor off, just degreased it. That's what all this wetness is. Timing cover is just sitting on there loose. I need to get gaskets for that. I'm going to pull off this exhaust on both sides real quick here, because I do have some headers I want to test fit. So also I don't want to start it, because look at the exhaust dump right here. That's my firewall, so it's like all into the car, and I'm going to die, so I don't want to do that. So, little update. In this, like I said, just a reminder, in this video, tran's gonna get mounted, check, I just need a bolt. Front of the engine's gonna get put back together, almost check, halfway check. And then, I need gaskets. I need like a timing cover gasket. I want to get a main gasket, degrease this whole thing. Since I'm gonna pull the fuel pump off, actually I'll probably just leave that on there, so I don't need that. Just some cool stuff there. Then I need to get the bolts for that. I need to get bolts for the power steering pump. I need to cut the power steering bracket a little bit to modify it to fit, because it's obviously it's for a fuel injected vehicle. It's from a 90s Bronco, and those don't have manual fuel pumps, so I need to cut it to clear the manual fuel pump, which one day I might go electric fuel pump, who knows. But for now, I just want to get it running. I'm going to slap those headers on, and I'm going to get the diff mounted, which I still have not done yet, but it shouldn't take too long to do that. So, little tiny baby update. Right now I'm going to pull this exhaust off and test fit the other ones, just to see. I'll probably just get the driver's side loose, get the passenger side off, because that one should be easier. Taryn recently had that one off because he had to replace the exhaust gasket. So, hopefully the bolts don't break, hopefully they don't strip, hopefully they're not too rusted in there. But as of now, everything's come off pretty easy, so I'm not too worried about it, but I don't know, we'll see. So, I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, so holy crap, I mean, those fit obviously, but I did not think these were going to fit as well as they did. This car, I swear to you, this car is made for a V8. There's just too much room in the engine bay. Why? Riddle me this, if this car is not made for a V8. Why is there more distance between the engine and the strut tower on both sides than in that Mustang from the factory? Riddle me that. There's like 7.5 inches of clearance from this to this on both sides, and in that car there was like maybe 4 inches. So, like, it was a pain to do spark plugs in that car. Look at how easy it would be to do spark plugs. Done. And the long tubes, they just clear everything so nicely. Don't have to bash anything in, didn't have to cut. This one was kind of hard. I couldn't go in through that crevice down there. I had to go in through this crevice, so I had to like turn the header all weird and get it, but it fits. And then this side, I didn't think this side would fit because of all the steering crap, and that side just went right in there, so convince me otherwise. RX-7s should have V8s. Well, FCs should have V8s. Uh-oh, I hear noises. So yeah, this is where I'm going to wrap it up today. I need to go get ready for work, but long tubes are mounted. Well, they're not. I'm going to take them back off, and I think I'm going to use exhaust wrap for them, but I might not. I might just send it. I do need to get new exhaust gaskets though, just one. I'm going to use the passenger side because that one is new. Driver's side definitely needs one because it was falling apart. Sorry for the messy hair. It's like, this is how I woke up. So, woke up to start doing race car things. I ordered some stuff last night. I ordered a new oil pan because this one, I think I told you in the first video. If I did not, there's going to be a card up in the top here. And you should go watch the first video before you finish this video because that's the first video. And this is the second video. So you should watch that one first. Anyways, ordered a new oil pan because this one's not going to work. It was like 30 bucks from a Fox Body Mustang. So we'll see if that one works. If it doesn't, a little gentle persuasion with one of my favorite tools, which, where's that thing at? Oh, I know where it is. Right there, one of my favorite tools. So a little gentle persuasion from that will make the pan work, but I think it's going to work. And let's see, what else? Oh, I ordered Heim Joints. So one Heim joint is going to hold the steering, because right now, see, the steering column's just like in there. So one Heim joint's going to ride right here. I need to extend this, build a little tab, so the Heim joint can go there. And another Heim, I'm going to cut the threads off of it and weld it to the chassis, and it's going to hold it right here, because see this? Can't have that. So I ordered those 3 things. I need to make a trip to AutoZone and order probably $100 worth of junk. So as of right now, I'm probably, as far as total car, like a total amount spent on the car, I would say somewhere around $450, $470. I don't quite know. I have to add up the receipts because the things I ordered last night, I think the pan after shipping was like 47 bucks or 50 bucks or something like that, and the Heim joints were like 30 bucks after shipping, so, which is kind of expensive for some crappy Heims. Anyways, minty sauce. So that's where I'm going to end it for tonight. I will, oh, not tonight, it's literally noon, but I have work in a minute, so I'll pick this up tomorrow, and I'm going to get that diff mounted. And, well, actually, that's not as important. I want to take care of the front of the motor first, and then possibly get the diff mounted. So, we shall see. Right, Sophie?
Right.
Alrighty, so, new timing assemblies on. There's the old one. New timing gear, upper and lower, and then the chain. It's actually from a 351, but it just fits, so cherry. That's on. This timing cover is siliconed on and bolted on. Harmonic balancer is pressed in. I need to, the main bolt, this big one right here, is not in because I want to Loctite it. I ran out of time right now. I need to put the crank pulley, which is right there. And then I can do the water pump stuff. Fuel pump block off plate. Fuel pump's off. I'm going to do an electric fuel pump. That's like that. I got a new little thing. Actually, Taryn gave it to me, but, you know, new thing. Nice. So that's like that. That's done. That's hunky-dory. That timing assembly right there is the double sprocket timing chain. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just Google it. That one isn't going to work. So I ended up using that one, so I get to return that part. Yay. So that's that. I got all new nice stainless bolts for the exhaust. So I got to do that. I bought the exhaust gasket. I need to buy valve cover gaskets so I can put these other valve covers on. Oil pan came in, it's right there. As you can see, it's nice and full of dust now, so that's pretty sweet. Got to clean that out. New oil pan's on. I got the pan gasket. I got all the other gaskets I need. So tomorrow, hopefully, I can get the front of the motor back together and the new pan in. And then the only thing that's left in this video is get that diff mounted. So, but you know what's gonna suck? There's a broken bolt right here. Like, look, maybe you can see it. Maybe you can. Maybe you can't. I don't know. It only goes in like a 1/4 inch in here, so I'm going to drill that little guy out. That's going to suck. But yeah, then I can put the pan back on, send her home, minty fresh. So right now all I need to do is kind of just finger tight the bolts up so the pan's not just hanging there so loose. And then I got to go to work, so then tomorrow I'm wearing all this crap because I'm real super sunburned on my neck, so no sunburned. I'm doing this a lot. Why am I doing this? I don't know. Yeah, so next clip, the front of the motor will be back together, and the exhaust should be bolted on for good. I may or may not have the starter on. I may or may not have the oil pan on. We shall see. I'll see you in the next clip. Sorry this video's been over. It's been over like, I don't know, a week and a half now. I started this video like a week and a half ago, and it's just because I have a full-time job, so I'm just getting it in where I can. Like, I have work right now. This is in the morning, so, and then like the last clip was in the morning before work. And then the next clip will probably be tomorrow. I'm off, so tomorrow's a Sunday, so I might be able to get a little bit more done. But I'm going to be at the junkyard all day, so we shall see. Let's get that front of the motor on. Alright, I have taken about a week of cut. Restart. So, I've taken about a week off from this car. I haven't really touched it since this past weekend. It's Friday now. I do have work today, but I have a few hours to work on this thing. So, I don't know what I last filmed, but this part of the front of the motor's on. I do have everything for the power steering pump. Well, not everything, but I cut off, this bracket came up like this high for the AC. Cut that off, made it nice and smooth and hunky-dory. Got all the bolts for it. Got all the bolts for the water pump. Water pump's on, fuel block-off's on, all that nonsense. Crank pulley, harmonic balancer, whatnot. I bought a new oil pan. This is from an 85 Fox body, and I was trying to run this pickup tube, which is the pickup tube from a, I don't know, 91, 351, which it bolts on. That's not the problem. And then we made that bracket work with one of the crank bolts. But if you can see some of these some of these like little dents here, I was trying to hammer it out because this connects like this on there, and this part of the tube, you can actually see the scratches on it. That part of the tube was hitting this low spot in the pan. So instead of remaking a custom one, I just went to AutoZone because this was like, it was like 20 bucks, and I had 20 bucks on my card, so it was like, actually I think it was like $32, and I had 20 bucks on my card, so I ended up paying like 12 bucks for a pickup tube for an 85 Mustang. So as you can see, it comes up, whereas, let's see here, let's set that one, I don't want to set it in the sand, set that one right there, little side by side here. You can see how that one comes up and this one's straight, but this one has been so bent. Like, this was way more of a 90 and I bent it out, You can see there's some hammer marks there because I was trying to make it fit, but then I scrapped that idea. So I'm going to drop the pan. It's just held on with these 2 bolts, one on this side, one on that side. Drop the pan, put the new pickup on, put the new gasket on, and then tighten the pan down, which will be really nice because once the pan's tightened, then I can put the motor mounts on. I don't know if you saw, I gusseted them there and there, and then I also painted them this nice, it rained yesterday, so disregard the dirt marks, but this nice like sparkly blue that I just had laying around. And then the trans mount, I actually painted 2 coats of black and then 1 coat of that sparkly blue, and look at this, look at how sweet that looks. Like in the sun. It's like, I mean, no one's ever going to see it, obviously, because see, it's like, boom, it looks black, and then you turn it, and you're like, whoa, sparkly. Pretty cool. I like it. No one's ever going to see those. I mean, you'll be able to see these. I wish I would have known how sick this looked, and I would have done these the same way. I did these first, and then I got the idea with this. I was just going to go black on this, because you can't see it. But then I was like, what if? Alright, pan is on, motor mounts are in, trans mounts on, it's sitting in there under its own weight. I took the back jack stands off, mainly because it fell off, and then we had to readjust it. And now, as you can see, my wheel is literally touching the trailer. I don't care, these wheels are junk, so like I said, that's in there. I finally got all 4 bolts in the pump. I didn't have this bolt because I needed that spacer right there. So I did that. But because of that spacer, it spaced it out just a tiny bit too much, so I have washers here, there, and there. So I don't know if that's going to interfere with this setup. Right now it looks pretty straight, so if it is a problem, then I'll just shorten that shift, or that spacer. Put those back. Shifters back in place. I don't know if you can see that. And yeah, I need to go to work. So next step, actually, you know what? No, that's it. That's it for this video. So that's gonna be it for this freaking video right here. I got a lot done. Pretty impressed. Front of the motor, new oil pan, new pickup, motor mounts reinforced, headers installed. Get out of here, bug, you trying to fight me? Trans mount made. Well, I think I made that last video, but trans mount installed, whatnot. I don't know. You know what I did in this video. You just watched it. I don't know what I did. It's been like 3 weeks. So I did the things I said that I did in the beginning of the video, except the diff, because that's going to be next video. I told you this. Yeah, so I'm just going to end it right here. Thank you so much for watching. Part 2 of RX-7, V8 RX-7. I hope you're as excited as I am. Hopefully she'll be running soon. Part 3 of this little series here, I need to get an alternator bracket. Actually, don't quote me on this. I'm just going to kind of tell you things I need to do in the near future. This might not be all part 3, but I need a new alternator bracket because that one's a V-pulley. These are serpentines. So I need a new bracket, or a new thing for that. I need to make a new bracket because now the alternator doesn't mount up anywhere. So I'd like to try and put it down here if I can, so I need to make a bracket for that. That ain't no thing. I need to plumb the coolant system, get a radiator here, get a belt, plumb the fuel, plumb the steering. I need to build a drive shaft. But you know what? You know what you can expect next video for sure is a welded diff. So, welded diff install, that's for sure happening next video. I don't exactly know what else is happening next video because I'm not there yet. So, actually by the time you're watching this, I probably am there. But, you know, bada bing, bada boom. Things happen. Anyways, I'll see you guys in part 3. I hope you're excited. Smash that frickin' subscribe button. Tell all your friends. We're almost at 300 as of the time watching this. Almost at 300 subs. And my birthday is the end of June, so if you can get my subs to 300 by my birthday, I'll have a surprise for you. So, make that happen. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. There's 2 videos. There's one here, and you can subscribe over here. This video is part 1 of the RX-7. You're gonna want, if you haven't watched that one and you're watching this one, you need to go watch part 1 of the installment here. And then this video over here is something 240 related. So, I'll see you guys next time. Later.